Alright, Brent Porcio, topvelocity.net. Just doing this little quick analysis here for Cage. You're going to pair him up or just compare him over the few analysis we've done for him. With a little comparison maybe with Trevor Bauer if we need it. So Cage here wanted to see his differences between when he just came down to 3x velocity camp to his previous footage, and there's a big difference. So Cage, you're not getting external rotation, which you were getting in these other bullpen and game footage, and I found the reason why. It just took me some time, studied it, and I saw it. So well, let's just look at you where you were in this analysis. See here, you can see just in relation to your arm from hip shoulder separation to external rotation. When your front foot landed here, your elbow was just below shoulder height, and you had some, hip shoulder separation. You got into, average external rotation, but at least you hit it there. You can see here in the camp footage, when your front foot landed, look how low your elbow is at this point. So if we look back at this footage here, slide it over, take a look at it. Your elbow is just significantly lower in this footage, or in the camp footage here. As in this footage here. So we just see more flexion there. Problem is that, and you can see your hips are a lot more closed. Not a lot more, just a little bit more closed. And then when you go to watch from there to external rotation, your elbow just stays down here, and that's as high up as it gets. I mean, that's your external rotation right here. So in this frame, look at your elbow there. So here's the same spot. So your elbow, your glove side staying lower, you're staying more tilted, your elbow's coming up, and then you're coming into external rotation. As opposed to here, you're getting no shoulder abduction, similar external rotation, but just the shoulder abduction really limits even the external rotation. So you can see how you're getting a lot poor external rotation, a really poor arm slot. Not a good arm slot too, because when that elbow's below the shoulder, we're definitely in more flexion. You're more and more flexion. We put the valgus load is higher on the elbow, which is hard on the UCL. So this is not a good place, and this is obviously something that when you came into this camp, you were here. So I was trying to figure out what you had done, and then I saw what was causing this, because you'll see even here in this footage, you're more like the footage here. So here's the problem. Notice in this footage how when you break your hands, your arm and everything just stays relaxed. We can see it. It's just waiting, and then it gets into position here. Look in this footage here. When you swing your arm straight back, look at that. It's completely behind your head, and look how your shoulders have dipped forward. If you're going to swing straight back behind your back, it's going to really dip your shoulders forward. So look at the same frame here. Your chest is more over your front side, or over your thighs. Here you're definitely more upright. So that arm's swinging back, it's dipping you forward. So then when your arm cocks up from there, because look where the elbow was way behind your head, as opposed to here, your elbow's not behind your back or behind your shoulder. And then when it gets into that cock position, it's a little bit higher up. When yours swings in that cock position, it's lower down because it was coming from behind your back to that cock position. So You never want to swing straight back behind your back. You'll definitely cause problems. So what you're trying to do is, Cage, I think you want to get more hip to shoulder separation. So you probably came into the camp saying, I got to get more hip to shoulder separation. But the problem is you're swinging your arm back to try to hold your shoulder back. It's a bad adjustment to trying to create hip to shoulder separation. Hip to shoulder separation has to be enhanced through the drive leg. If we can triple extend before front foot strike, create that hip rotation right at front foot strike, that's the best way to create more hip shoulder separation, not by swinging the arm way back behind the back to hold the shoulder back, because something like this is going to happen where you're going to keep that low elbow that we talked about the whole camp. You just kept dragging your elbow around, and that had a lot of flexion and was dipping below your shoulder, so it was killing your external rotation. It was also killing your hip shoulder separation. Okay, so that really was your issue. So ultimately the camp, you would have been better off if you wouldn't have had that going on, so we could have just focused more on the drive leg, getting it through, getting it open. So I hope that helps. I don't even bring in the video of Trevor here. We did that analysis with you in the camp. I hope that helps. Just try to keep it relaxed. Don't swing it behind your back. Stay upright, and you should be back to where you were here. And then now you just need to focus on this drive leg. As you can see here, you're landing, and you're still on the rubber. So you've got to work to achieve triple extension for a front foot strike. You got to work better on getting into that load to help support that. And just getting more explosive also as well at the same time. So appreciate you coming to the camp, man, and I hope this helps, and I hope you understand where the program is going to really help you make these improvements and get you towards your velocity goals, man. Wish you the best.